Hello and welcome again to this edition of Meet the Candidates 2020 on WCMU. I'm David Nicholas. This year we're speaking with our guests virtually, joined this time by Melissa Noelle Lambert. She is the Green Party candidate for Michigan's 99th State House District. Welcome to our program, and in the first minute or two, a little bit about you, your background and experience you bring to the campaign.
Yes, my name is Melissa Noelle Lambert, and I actually was raised in Harrison, Clare County. I was born downstate in Wayne County. I resided in Reed City for 26 years, Osceola County. And then I moved to Isabella County 2 years ago to basically get my life back together. I unfortunately fell down the rabbit hole of drug use and pill addiction. To dig my way out of that with the use of cannabis, which, by the way, should be legalized. I moved to Mount Pleasant, and I'm looking around and I'm realizing that the drugs I tried to get away from are worse here than they are over there, and in Clare County, and in all of our counties. And I'm meeting more young people who are heroin addicts and meth addicts, and I'm thinking to myself, they're going down the same road as me, and somebody's got to do something about this. So I got involved with the Green Party just here this last year because it was something I could honestly support. And I changed my life, and I want to help change others' lives in any way that I can. Even if I don't win this election, I just want my voice heard that our towns are falling apart and our people are dying and they're homeless and they're hungry and they're struggling, especially right now with this pandemic. And we need to do something to save our communities. I graduated Harrison High School in 1987. I attended Mid-Michigan Community College for a couple of years, went to Ferris State University for a couple of years, went to Baker College for a year. I did not get a degree, but I did get education. I have had EMT training. I've been nurse aide. I've had numerous jobs, but never a career. And that's the goal I'm looking for at 51 years old. So I'm here not as a candidate, but as a person, just like everybody else. And I just want to make a positive impact in not only this community, but maybe my old community and the other communities that I've called home. You know, Michigan is a great state. I am a Michigander through and through. I hunt, I fish, I go mushroom hunting in the spring. And there's so much pollution. There's so much, our trees are being overcome by invasive vines. We've got invasive fish, we've got invasive bugs, and we're worrying about things that don't matter. Skin color, religion, and lover. What matters is clean water. We've got to have clean water to live on this planet. Our animals drink it. Our vegetation is watered with it that we eat. And those are the things that we need to worry about. And not as a Democrat, not as a Republican, not as a Green Party, not as white, black, this or that. We're human beings on the planet Earth, and we really got to start taking care of things and our people. So that's where I'm at. Assuming
then that a lot of these ideas related to your personal experience, when we talk about public health, clean water, the issues with drug abuse and so forth, I'm guessing, but I do not want to assume or put words in your mouth. I'm wondering about you as a candidate and the voters you've talked to, what you're identifying as the key issues as we continue into this campaign.
Well, the key issues is we as a whole, we need to clean up our towns some way, shape, or form. You know, we've got to stop forgetting about the homeless people, the addicts, all these people that could put into our society and our economy. You know, our economy is failing. The job market's terrible. People don't want to work. We're losing business after business. Mount Pleasant has lost a lot of businesses in just the last 2 years I've been here, which in turn are jobs, you know, which in turn you're going to lose your home, which in turn you're going to either get, displaced or be homeless. So we've got issues that need to be dealt with now. Me as a candidate, I honestly don't know how I could personally make these changes because I am just going to be a tool for the people. It's up to them to say, hey, let's get our community normal. Let's get it vibrant again. Let's help others. let's be compassionate. Let's show understanding. And that's what we need. We need to get back to the days where people actually were concerned and cared. And like I said, if I do make it in, I'm just going to be a tool for the people of the 99th district. I want to hear their voices. I want to hear their concerns, their ideas, because this is their town too, not just mine. It's everybody's town, and we need to make it better for the next generation. I mean, that's what it's all about, is our future generations. And at this point, it honestly breaks my heart to see these towns, especially Mount Pleasant, where I have got a lot of good memories here from growing up. And I'm sorry, but something's got to give. Something's got to change for the better.
How do you begin to translate that then, and the ideas of the people and what you've observed? How do you start to change that into concrete policies that you would try to enact in Lansing if elected?
Well, policy number one is, if we could get put a dent in this drug use or something, we need to allow people to anything that does with cannabis. It is not a bad thing. It is actually a good thing that's saving lives, and it's getting people. And I've talked to a few of them here in town that were ex-users, and again, they turned to cannabis. We need to, allow this in our towns, because it is saving lives. It's not taking lives. Like I said, I honestly don't know yet how I can make specific changes in Lansing. The only thing I know is what I have been through in my life. I don't want others to go through, because it is no fun. And it's no fun to be homeless. I was homeless a year ago, and it looks like I'm going to be homeless again. I mean, our world it's bad, and I just want to make it better with the help of the people in the community.
You talked about the overall state of the economy. You're identifying that as being in decline. Are there specific things that voters say to you, what they observe in Lansing and the way that things are being run for the state and as it translates to the 99th district, as direct policies or ways of governing and economic ideas that you would want to push for?
I think number one, we need our education system. We need to teach our children trades, something that they can fall back on if their career or their college or whatever doesn't work out. You need to have a skill that you can fall back on. And our education is so important. And it's like nothing matters anymore.
A question then of what is being taught, or the funding issue? What specifically do you see as that problem?
What is being taught? We need to get back to teaching our kids which trees are poisonous. We need to get back to teaching them real ways of survival, because that's what it's all about. Your device in front of you is not going to do anything. But if you're homeless and you're hungry, and you got to learn how to forage what you're going to eat, find water, make shelter. And it does happen. That's what our children need to know, along with the technology. Don't get me wrong, technology is wonderful. But again, we're human beings, and we need to go back to the way that we were taught and ways we were raised, because our kids don't know first thing about going out into the woods, and they need to. We need to get back to basics is what we need to do as a whole. And again, if I were to go to Lansing, I probably would have to talk to a lot of people, get a lot of ideas, because I'm all new to this. I am. I'm learning as I go, and I listen to what people have to say, and I hear them. And a lot of people are going, yeah, we've got a few issues that really need to be resolved or taken care of. And don't worry about the little things that don't matter. We've got a lot going on, and there's so much out there that is just so chaotic and destructive, and I don't understand why. It honestly, it breaks my heart to think that my grandpa fought for this country, and we're doing this to each other, we're doing this to our land, and it's heartbreaking.
A couple of minutes left with you, but I'm wondering, because you've emphasized this idea of getting back to basics, and you mentioned clean water and other environmental concerns. How do you take that idea, that passion for getting back to basics, as it relates to taking environmental action to improve our water, improve our air, improve the environment as a whole?
Well, I think that anybody who is governing over us needs to realize that our environment is very important and what we have to live on out here, our water, our air, our vegetation, everything. It is extremely important. And I think that money needs to go towards planting more trees, doing more, teaching our children the important things out there in this world. And I think, I just think that if something doesn't change, then our kids, grandkids, and great grandkids are honestly, they're doomed. They are. I don't know how me specifically I can make these changes, but all I know is they need to be done. And we as a whole, as communities, as people, we need to all work together and try to solve some of these bigger issues than what's being so concentrated on. I mean, we're all humans on this earth, and we've got to start taking care of it better, some way, shape, or form, and get over this racism thing, because we all have to live here together.
Given all of these examples of the issues that you and the voters have identified, then, if you were going to leave the voters in our last 30 seconds here with a final message as they get set to go to the polls, what would that final message be from you, candidate, to them, voters? What would that be?
Use your heart when you vote. Vote for the person that you feel is deemed to do the job. I mean, there are other options besides the top two. There are 7 options out there to vote for. So please just follow your heart. If it's for one or the other, that's fine. That's your decision. I'll respect that. But I just want the people out there to know that there are other options besides just Democrats and Republicans.
We certainly appreciate your time addressing not only our questions, but also being able to talk to the voters in the 99th District. Stay safe and good luck with the rest of the campaign. And thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you very much. You stay safe as well.
We've been speaking with Melissa Noelle Lambert, the Green Party candidate for Michigan's 99th House District. A reminder that under Michigan election laws, we have invited all qualifying candidates to participate in this series. I'm David Nicholas on behalf of all of us here. Thank you for tuning in. Join us again, and please do remember, get out and vote Tuesday, November 3rd.